you the movies of the ditches and the cars falling into the ditch. And people would get killed because they couldn't see the ditch. So everybody agrees, I gotta sit here so I can see that. See the bad roads. I have to see the bad roads. Now, your next question to me would be this. Why do we move it to the other side? There was thought given to that. So the shortcut they took was they made the frame out of wood and the axles out of wood. People who own these cars today, they have a saying that goes like this: wooden frame, wooden axle, wooden belt. And this is how one cylinder motor. So there's a little piston that goes up and down, and the car will go 18 miles an hour. Again, it's like a bicycle. But the thing is, the woman did not have to saddle up the horse, feed the horse, take care of the horse. She could jump into her new little machine that allowed her to buy bread and milk from the family. Yeah, this is how the world has changed. Today, we get a car and we take 3 grams and we drive through. All right, let's look at this next 2 cars. The next 2 cars in the Greek science is Ford Piquette Plant. Let me just make it short and sweet. Sometimes his own workers would leave him and build their own car. So a guy named P, not a guy named Flanders, the Flanders car. So his own workers just leave him, well, I can do the same thing.
These were
guess what
built
happened?
by
They all failed.
workers.
They thought they could do it, but they didn't do it. All right, by the way, these will always be torn up and beat up and nasty because they are the people who believe the car should never be restored. So you have to make a decision in your life. Would you be a person who always wants pretty cars, or you want the beat up cars?
I want the beat up cars. Yeah, I love beat up cars.
So, come on down here, let's talk about another problem. Henry can't control the alphabet. So, Henry has a Model T. Rico has a Model T, Kevin has a Model T, and after a while, everybody had a Model T. Henry couldn't stop that. He couldn't stop them copying his T letter. And this Model T, not Henry's, was made across the street. Now, I'm an engineer, so I love some things about this car. Number one, it's called underslung chassis. What he explains that is, they put the suspension and everything under the axle. Now, what that does is this lowers those cars substantially. Remember, cars would tip over. You have to worry about cars tipping over. Today, you don't worry about a car tipping over. Back then, they did. So this car was an empty. Here's the big story.
It's an anti-tip car.
So, the Dodge brothers are machinists, and machinists are people who cut metal.
Is that the
and make
engine there from it?
And the Dodge brothers are working with the Oldsmobile. Remember, Oldsmobile exists before Ford Motor Company. So, how many goes to the Dodge brothers?
Dodge Brothers motor, or engine,
And they
sorry.
got excited about investing in Ford Motor Company. So, everything's fine until it isn't. What makes it not
This is
fine?
a Dodge.
When they break away and make their own car. Now, this is the company that bought the building. So Henry moves out, Studebaker moves in. Studebaker stays here till 1933. That's the Great Depression. Studebaker sadly goes out of business in 1966. There is a $20 million museum down in a national museum down in South Indiana. If you have a time in your life one of these days, we're not looking at the museum. It's a fantastic museum in South Indiana. And they called us up at the museum. You know what the museum said to us? We used to own that factory. We want to put our car in like this. I like showing lady stuff. So this is another lady car. And it's got a great price, a $600 price. And yes, I have my shares. The only problem with this machine is it's 2 little cylinders here and only 1 little seat. And it could not stand up against the Model T in terms of its usability and all of that. Because we just had more money, we could get a massive machine for the family. So this ends up being rolled into the Chrysler Corporation. Because of Chrysler. He actually bought her one of these to make her happy. He says, look, honey, I'm making cars, but I'll buy you somebody else's car. Now, let me talk about why this car is for women, because now you're going to understand what we need to do to make the women really, really, really happy. Number one, they make this a super high roof, because they got the hats. Number 2, they have what I call a fishbowl look, and that's because you have to be seen in this car. Number 3, this has curved glass, and I can't see. Now, there's a stick, which is called a tiller. There's an arm there that comes down, that becomes your steering wheel. So that's what this big pipe is here. You can actually sit in the back seat, the pipe comes down, and that's your steering wheel. Still kind of like a boat. Now, the top speed is 20 miles.
It's the same stop. Does it have like the regular brakes on it?
Yes, regular brakes, and yeah. And there's 7 batteries in the front, 7 batteries in the rear. There's a charger built into it. You can charge it at home overnight, and it would gain you anywhere from 20 to 80 miles of travel the next morning, which was more than sufficient, but today it doesn't sound useful today. Wow. But it was quiet. These cars were so quiet.
What was this thing called again?
A Detroit Electric. Brom is like the style. You know? Detroit Electric is the name of the company. Now the drive system.
The lady in the white is Mrs. Ford. The secretary's driving. And that's West Grand Boulevard.
And then they said, why don't we have an SUV station wagon? So 100 years ago they created the SUV. Now this faster! And who invented the electric car? A lady engineer. But the reason this is here is because it has a four-wheel drive. So I do the rarest things on earth. Then we have, of course, after water delivery. There's businesses today, and they would use Model Ts. And this truck every year is in the Thanksgiving Day Parade on television. Yes, that's the actual vehicle. You saw this on TV.
Which one?
Yes, this is about that Woodward. Yes, this is it. Now you're standing right on the drive.
This is four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive.
Doing it every year?
Every year, yes.
And that one's in the parade every year.
Yep.
This is one that's in the parade.
And it's incredible. Yeah, this is a complete 100-year-old fire truck. 1914 is when they switched from, then, ladies and gentlemen, a dump truck. So humans don't make dump trucks, they have to make them. And someone says, well, maybe we should put sand and gravel in there. But this is not hydraulic, it's what we call mechanical gears. But what I think one thing that we excited about is the fact which says this machine is licensed to haul manure. This is a full wagon. Now somebody 20 years ago had to scrape the horse poo off the street, so it's licensed to haul horse manure. Ew! We've washed it out. Stuff smells like this. All right, then.
It's got a picture flavor.
Yes. And then here's a pop-up
Steak truck for deliveries.
What? No way.
Yes, this is camping for humans, and this is a Senator team. But what we did is we took down the headline. Is I'm going to show you something you'll never believe. Model Ts are made with chicken wire. Chicken wire. See chicken wire up there, right from the farmyards. That's the way Henry made the car. Why?
Licensed to haul
money,
manure.
cost, and everything. Now that would be covered up, so you don't know your car's got chicken wire in it.
That one's
But
for
could you imagine buying a
camping.
$90,000 Lincoln? Call this Cinderella's wagon. No, they did not sell you Cinderella's wagon. So this is a special exhibit.
So it's chicken wire up there.
Chicken wire.
Model T, you will get down to this wooden carriage. And it's a way that Henry can save a ton of money. It makes the car lighter, it doesn't wear out the tires, it doesn't wear out the engine, it makes the car less expensive. It gets the car down to $260. $60. That's not a monthly one payment. And you use it on the farm. So this is why people love the Model T. It's adored. It doesn't get to be made into anything. And then here's the Model T turned into a snowmobile.
Model T wood frame.
Yeah, it's like a snowcat. All right, now here's an announcement. I'm gonna make. We got 2 more small rooms, which are not heated, but we'll get in and out of them quick. And then we'll come back and do these cars. If you want to see the next 2 rooms, follow me. There's no heating. There's the last person has to shut the door.
Model T snow blower. Okay, and then we're going into a secret room.
It is $1 million car. Now, think about us as humans. We went from a horse to that machine in 100 years, and where will we be 100 years in the future? All right. Yeah, this is the stuff. Yeah. What about a suitcase? That's right. What about this? Now, across the
Look at this thing.
virtually all the T's in the world are black. So people, when you say I went to a Model T museum, that's what they're thinking. But then you're going to go, no, I saw some red. Alright, and then here's how the cars were made. This guy was interviewed before he passed away. He worked here as a young boy. And he described just how the cars were made. So, by the way, the spacing would have been a little bit great, but they put 2 men around this all day long. Parts cars would roll up, engine goes in the morning.
Station assembly, frame and axles,
But of course, each one would go to the
engine transmission,
Yeah, you start with an empty frame, but then the day you would have that. That's a lot.
gas systems,
Way out, we have just one more room.
body, and then that, and then another secret room.
So, I'm going to make it short and sweet. Henry, some of his employees would go to other companies and guess what they would do? They would tell all the secrets. So then he says we need a secret. So starting in January of 1907, he has this room built. Now, who do you put into the room? So, to be a young person. So, they had 8 or 9, 20 young people that turned out that red car. So the red car behind you is a Model T. A handful of kids, in my point of view, invented that car in this room. So this is the original space where it all happened. The world changes, the way you drive, the position. 1911 is the first year that Henry cuts the wings. And if it's the wings have been cut, that means this is the next factory. So this was not built here. This was built in the next factory. And here's a green car with the wings cut. That means that was built by the car in the next factory. So yeah, there's green. Yeah. And now the red one here is kind of like a movie star car. This has been in films and magazines. And this particular car has been in a lot of car shows. It's one of the best cars. It's also one of the last serial number red cars in the world. I mean, one of the last. You may say the rubber systems. There's a rubber system here.
Engines.
A quick squeeze can be one sound, a slow squeeze.
If Ford doesn't have the wings, it was built in a different plant, not the Piquette one.
Rest your palm here and push this pretty darn hard 2 or 3 times. So start with this and then end with this. 2 different systems. They're not related. I will allow this to be videotaped for all eternity. As long as I'm not in it. So.
I like this one better than that one.
Do the other one again. Do the other one again.
This one?
Yeah, do it again.
I'm going to call kids who work on cars. Here there are companies that could professionally make the Model T go faster, like 60 miles an hour. And then the third margin down here is oil, which becomes utilities over, which becomes cheap. So this is the first. But the reason it's here, this reason this is here is this was number 2, but then it was number 1. Now, eventually Chevrolet becomes but in this early factory, this company was giving Henry Rogers. All right, we're back to the heat.
This was the one that was his most competition. This was one where he changed it and added a burgundy color. This one didn't sell well.
Now, let me talk about the name of the car. The next letter of the alphabet after T is U. But we will not use the U letter. It's the first car in the world that has safety glasses. You know, when you have an accident, it could cut up your face pretty bad. So safety glasses eliminated a lot of hospital problems. Then they put a vacuum over the wiper motor so you don't have to hold away from that. They had an extra gas tank so you don't have to take the seats out of the car. They doubled the size of the engine from 20 horse to 40 horse. Guess what that did? It made this car go 60, 63 miles an hour. It could travel at high rate speed. And that was beautiful. And I'm just going to talk about the bird because I always forget to talk about it. The bird is a quail. And in the back here it has a rumble seat. That's for kids. This opens up to be a rear seat. And besides the pinstripe and the beauty of the machine and the multiple colors, he sold all of this for $475.
Wow.
And that saved Ford Motor Company. And that was another major advancement. But we decided to come
$475.
at this car right here. So, folks, I've never had so much fun. This
This is a beautiful car.
wave, you can give the Queen's wave. Look,
Foot
she's a
warmer.
natural. What is going on?
Bonnie, did you see the foot warmer? Did you see the foot warmer?
Really?
Yes. Cash register.
Oh.
Wow, so cool.
I think we need one of these.